Yo guys, what's going on, fellas? Listen, it's been a bit since I talked about Destiny 2, especially, I don't know, I guess the PC side of things, which is, I still want to discuss that. I know most of you are probably console players. That's where my fan base is. That's where we're at every weekend when it comes to trials. I don't see that really changing too much. I feel like we're going to continue to be doing Trials of the 9 at least 2 to 3 days out of the weekend whenever we have trials, and I might just devote just maybe one day every now and then to trials on PC. So we're just gonna kind of just play it by ear and see like how many people are actually on PC that are wanting to do Trials of the 9. With that being said though, I want to bring up something that has been discussed, that has been debated, that has been mulled over and over again, and that is something that started years and years ago when they talked about controllers and they talked about mouse and keyboard. And without a doubt, as I've been playing Destiny 2 for the past just week, as I've been playing it and seeing the adaptation of some of these PC players, the lobbies themselves have become probably some of the most difficult lobbies I've ever played in when it's come to Destiny. As in, some of the guys I'm going against, I definitely know they're using mouse and keyboard. It's either they're using mouse and keyboard or they're using hacks. I mean, that's just, there's no other way around it, man. They are hitting some crazy shots. And you know, I'm pretty sure it's just mouse and keyboard. I'm using controller, and I discussed last week, we talked about controller. We talked about how recoil for the most part was very similar from console to PC when you pick up a controller, as if it's the same thing. The only upside is you've got a little less recoil when firing from the hip. And of course, the other day, you know, we realized real quickly that mouse and keyboard was not nearly as affected from recoil. Now, let me go ahead and just tell you some of these matches, the matches you're watching. This was some of the matches from last week and a little blended in with some of the matches from this week as well. I can tell you right now, the games themselves have become increasingly more difficult. Now, of course, that could be related to skill-based matchmaking, but it's not just difficult in that scenario. It's difficult because as I've been going against players, as I've been fighting them and going into situations, I'm losing out in engagements that I know for a fact I would win it if I was up against a person using a controller. So the fact is I see a sunshine in front of me and it just nails the shit out of me. A guy earlier this morning was cross-mapping me with a sunshot. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that with a controller, but it is more difficult, and it is proven that mouse and keyboard is extremely consistent. It snags shot after shot, especially once you get that muscle memory down. You know, I've got a lot of friends that play mouse and keyboard, and that's all they live by. They pretty much left console probably my second year of college, man. They were like, fuck this shit, we're out of here, we're on PC, and I was like the only guy still holding down the console for it. But that is what it is, and they are very good players. And so in seeing them play, man, I do recognize the fact that mouse and keyboard definitely has an overwhelming advantage in terms of landing consistent shot after shot after shot, especially when it comes to critical shots. So when we talk about optimal time to kill, we're definitely referring to critical shots. You know, anytime anyone ever mentions optimal time to kill, no one's talking about body shots. So you've got a mouse and keyboard there. You've got a player that's able to use it just as well as you're able to use a controller. They're able to land consistent crits, and you are too, but every now and then you miss one because it's just the way of life. It's just the fact that joysticks will move, the enemies moving in front of you, and you can only correct so much with your thumb. And that guy moves just a little bit, you miss a single crit, and it turns into a body shot, and he wins out because he is able to reach that optimal time to kill. Little scenario, but either way it goes, I am quickly understanding the fact that this platform, despite aim assist being still present on controllers on PC, I'm still having a tough time dealing with mouse and keyboard players. And I don't think that this is going to be a platform that will be necessarily toppled over by console guys coming in with controllers. I think PC guys, mouse and keyboard players, are definitely still going to dominate their platform, especially given the fact that it's only been a week, and I can promise you I'm hitting lobbies way sweatier than what I hit on console. And it's not that console players are worse. Again, so many people think I jump up, and I'm saying this, and I'm saying in a sense that people that use controllers are worse player than mouse and keyboard. It's simply a mechanical issue. And you know how it is, guys. If you ever use a mouse and keyboard, you know without a doubt it is much easier for you to correct yourself and for you to aim with a mouse than it is with a controller, despite the fact of being new to it. Okay, I know, I get it, especially if you've never used a mouse and keyboard. If you're new to it, anything is difficult. Controller's difficult, mouse and keyboard's difficult. Anything you ever first use, it's going to be difficult. But given the fact that mechanically, systematically, the way mouse and keyboard is, I find them without a doubt to be some of the toughest players I have gone up against. So can controllers compete? I think now they can. I think right now may be the only time that I would say controllers can compete. And again, compete is a very lucrative term. You know, you can say, well, can you go positive? Well, that's not what I consider compete. When I think of compete, I think if there's a ranked playlist, would you see someone at the top of the ranked playlist that you know is a controller user only? I would love to see that. I'd pay good money to see a controller user going at it against mouse and keyboard players further up the ladder in ranked playlists. Not against potatoes, but against good mouse and keyboard players. I can tell you right now, guys, I'm fighting my ass off, man. I mean, I am giving it my all, and I am not converting, okay? I know a lot of people have been jumping in my Discord and it's like, hey, convert, go to mouse and keyboard. And I'm like, no, fuck that. That's not the way I play, man. I'm going to still hang on. I'm going to still keep rocking a controller, and I'm probably going to get my ass beat. But for the most part, I am enjoying the fact of how difficult it is. I'm also enjoying the way fights are going between mouse and keyboard players. They approach things much differently than what I'm used to. And so little things like that, man, it makes PvP interesting. Well, guys, that's my thoughts on it. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely hit that thumbs up. Guys, if you want to let me know in the comments below if you're a PC player or a PS4 player or an Xbox One player, because I am getting an Xbox One X, I kind of want to know, because I am going to have to start making some major decisions in order to decide what console or what platform I'm going to be on every weekend. And really, it's just going to come down to you guys. If most of you are people on a certain platform, then I will be on that platform. I'm not going to just go to the platform that no one will be on, which is why I don't think I'm going to be on PC that much when it comes to Trials of the 9. Now, when Rank comes out, I may spend a lot more time on PC, but it just depends. Well, fellas, thank you so much for coming and watching. And as always, slap that like button like your mama told you right.
I'll be in the bar for the rest of the week.